Hey guys, what is going on? This is Jaren and we are back with another video. This time we're still talking about Instant Slash, but specifically now for GvG or Guild versus Guild. If you want to learn everything about Instant Slash, you can check out my other video. But for now, we'll talk about the GvG build. I want to start off by talking about the rentals. So GvG has this rental feature that allows you to have a rental headgears that expire every season. So every start of the season, you have to farm for them and buy them again. And after the season, they will be taken away from your inventory. So I'll show you guys which ones I use. And I'll also tell you what options you have for some parts. So here's my build. Again, it's the same build that I have. There's a few changes here, but this is the overall build that I use. So I'll talk about the headgears first. So the first one, we have Flutter Butterfly. So I want to be resistant on some stats. You can also go for Alligator Hat for more damage. So if you have some build that you got a lot of resistance, and you might not want to get this, you may be able to get Alligator Hat instead for more damage. Evasion Goggles, this one is your main source of damage, auto attack range, and skill range, and human race damage increase. Next, we have Voice of Ocean. This one increases your auto attack damage, and you also have a chance to get a 99% reduction in damage whenever you auto attack. Granted, you attack slow, but if you do get lucky to trigger this effect, it's going to be very nice. Next, for the back, we have Midnight Stars. This one is your flee and crit rest build, and this one is your source of health. Whenever you flee physical damage, you restore 5% of the max HP for yourself. So the more damage you flee, the more HP you get. And last but not the least, Star Navigator. This one gives you a lot of resistance. This is the one you need, and when not in combat, this is your mobility for your War of Crystals or your War of Imperium. Mobility is very key, so you want to have this as well. This build is mainly focusing on crit resist and flee. So what we're looking at is to have high crit resist and flee to make use of our Midnight Stars back. So what do you want? Here is to counter other players that are using the same thing. So you expect players to be using flee as well. So you want to have high hit. This is Frioni Star that gives me 100 hit. So I can hit during PvP. Next here, Shield of Naga is the same. Loot Star just for survivability. Staunch Armor. Ignore Death. So this is the armor for Sphere Formation Bloodcross or Overbrand. This is a damage boost, so you want this to have damage boost. And then Death Cat Cape, this one gives you flee at refine 10, flee plus 10. And it gives you flee and some resistance as well for my enchants. You also get max HP here if you do reach that tier 6. Next, I have this High Fashion Sandals. This is just a tanky shoes with Fallen Bishop just to get more damage. Damage reduction and fear resist, because resistance and damage reduction. So you don't want to focus on damage since you're still a Royal Guard. You are still the front line. You still want to be a bit tanky. So we're playing Survival Ring with some flee and crit rest, and Adventure Necklace with some flee and Zipper Star just for extra damage. So it's a mixture. You're basically an off tank. You're an off tank. You're not fully tanky. You're not like this immortal tank, but you are also not just this glass cannon DPS. You're midway tanking and damaging. So for the skills, this one is a bit tricky. So for the standard, so we have the standard first job swordsman here, nothing new here. Same thing here, 20 and 10 and 10. This is important, auto guard. And important part here is 20 retribution and the passives. And here's the tricky part. So you want to have at least one command of charge. And you also want to have this resistance to curse, poison, and fear. So you want this. So you will be sacrificing a bit on some stats here. For example, Fearless will only get level 5. And then otherwise, Battle Chant, you also don't get high. You just have enough to get Inspiration. Inspiration gives you 100 hit. So you really want this maxed out for GvG. So important here is to get Earth Drive, Command of Charge, Inspiration, Overbrand Max, Spear Thrust Max, and level 5 Fearless. I don't think there's a lot of flexibility here. And here you have Max Instant Slash and Max the Passive. This one's for the damage. The next one that should be max is this one. This one is gonna be your trigger. This one triggers your Instant Slash a lot. So you want to get hit by a lot of people. You want to get hit multiple times. So you auto guard a lot of times. The more times the auto guard, the more chances you get for using, for instantly using instant slash. So this is your burst damage. This is your bread and butter here. So you want to max this next after getting your max level on the damage. So for the stats, this one is again, it's a bit all over the place. So you want agi max because you're looking at flea. You want a bit of wit, a bit of int, just for that some resistances. And you want dex to hit. So it depends whether you want to make sure you hit. You can check out your hit after you buff. Are you happy with the hit that you have? It depends on your enchants. And some luck just for the crit, and crit resist because you benefit from crit rate. Next, we have the Acer Monument. So for the Acer Monument, this one is pretty simple. You want the overbrand damage here, overbrand enhance. You want retribution. You want inspiration. You also want earth drive cooldown because you want to be removing earth fields as much as possible. You also want fearless armor. This gives you more crit res. And you also want dying recovery. Also, you want endure unlimited. So this one's very important. Inspiration there. So those are the important ones that you want to get. And for the contributions, you can opt to get whatever sort of stats that you need. So for example, let's say you're very weak against magic. You can opt to get magic defense from all your stats, or maybe you want to get defense. You can also opt to look for HP percent. So look for HP percent here. There's a couple. Or if you want to do more damage, focus on getting the attack. Or if you just want to make sure that you heal a lot and not a lot of units can crit against you, get crit res. And also hit. So if you want to make sure that your hits go through, you can look for these hits here that will allow you to hit the targets. So even if they are flea type, maybe your hit will be able to get through their flea. So those are things that you can consider, and it all depends on your enchants. It all depends on your stat distribution. So that's that. Also, another suggestion of mine is since we are at the max level already, you can opt to work on this. So right now I have what sorcerer with 10 dex. This gives me 10 hit. I am working on my sniper, which will also give me 10 hit after I reach ranger. I have also some strength from genetic, some luck from whitesmith, and some vitality from archbishop. So I'm working on this just to get that extra boost, that extra stat that you want. So this is a general guide for whichever job you are. So even if you're playing like archbishop, you can opt to unlock Royal Guard just to get that extra bit, something like that. So it's something that every class should be looking into doing. Just my tip for this video. So that's it. We talked about our stats, skill, the Acer Monument. So now let's talk about consumables. So here we have some consumables that are exclusive for PvP or GvG. So things you can look at using or buying is Caramel Cocoa, Energy Cocoa, and the small one, Weak Cocoa. So you can use them separately. They don't have shared cooldowns. So you can spam them by all the versions and you can use them to hit yourself. And Jamma Fall, this one gives you damage reduction for a short amount of time. So use this during clashes, during combats. Fast Cake and Speed Cake for mobility. Invisible Syrup, we don't really need this one. Vision Syrup you can use, but it's very situational. You don't really get a lot of value of this most of the time. Magic Absorbing Ice, this one, if you're very weak against magic, you can focus on this. This one has a longer cooldown. I mean, this one has a longer duration compared to using the mixed version, which is Invincible Ice, which is 3 seconds, which only blocks physical. So we don't have a problem with physical because we have Flee and Crit Rest. So we want to focus on Magic Absorbing Ice. You want more time resisting magic. And also you can use these candies, which are elemental reduction. So you can choose whichever reduction you want. And strong sake or fortified sake, this one gives you the attack damage that you need. And since you're also a magic attack enjoyer, you can also go for the juice, grass juice. So instead of just going for the sake, you can also get the grass juice just for the extra magic attack, since overbrand skills on both attack and magic attack. And last but not least, Summon Syrup. This one is very situational but very useful. I love being the summoner since I'm an RG that goes invisible. I have Endure, I can run fast, I have Speed Cake, so summoning is not a problem as an Royal Guard for me. That's it for this quick video. I'll just share with you some highlights on my previous battles, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.